And we're off to the races. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I am beyond excited because the next person almost needs no introduction. He's got such a unique journey, from going from pro baseball player, playing for Milwaukee Brewers, Cleveland Indians, and Oakland A's, actor and model. And boy, this guy I'm sure he has quite the story, and we're going to hear all about it. Guys, he's got movies for days. He's got a film that he's promoting right now called Pearson Screams. It's really great, and he has criminal. He's been on Criminal Minds. He's been on Beyond Borders, a League of Their Own. So that's exciting, right? To hear all about that. Give it up for the one and only Mr. John Minch.
Thank you. And thank you for doing your research.
Hey, I never get people. See, the thing is with me, with Jim, every time people hear me like talk, it sounds like I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then as soon as they watch the show, hey man, this guy does know what he's talking about. Hence why I don't like to shoot from the hip, because it's great. Yeah, it is a podcast, conversational, but you also want to hit all the main points, the bullets, if you will.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
so you hail right out of Euclid, Ohio. Wonderful
Yes.
place, huh?
Yes,
Great
yes.
memories.
Just a little bit east of Cleveland. Great place to grow up. I mean, we had all four seasons, distinct. I live in Arizona now most of the time, so it's, one season kind of. But
Because you own a business down there, right? For the last few years, you've owned a business, successful
a
business.
epoxy flooring business, concrete coatings, do construction work, garage floors, stuff like that. So it's just a necessary thing to get by at times. So I get to act like a floor guy.
Yeah, I love it. Because this business, as we know, it's a kind of thing where it's got the highs and lows, right? Feast
Yeah.
or famine, right? Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're bust. But nevertheless, there's as long as you have part B, part I would say that it's good to be good at a lot of things because this is kind of part of your toolbox, as it were. You're able to do this so well that then if something comes up, a part comes up, you end up doing just that. And most people won't know how to, I have a friend that owns a painting company, my
Mm.
friend James, and James Walsh was also an actor, and he owns a painting company. And so he does that in Orange County. He's got people working, but sometimes he gets in there and he does the work. And when the parts don't come, a lot of times they don't, specifically with all the things that have happened. It's kind of slowed down sometimes. So it's nice to have something to fall back on.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
mean,
great.
a lot of people say you shouldn't have a backup plan because this is your only plan and that's what you should focus
Right.
on. But I like to eat, and I think I've lost enough weight. I don't need to starve, and
Yeah.
so this is just my path, and it's been working for me.
That's fabulous. I really echo that sentiment. The school teacher, I educate, I help help the minds of the students. Especially the folks in the community with autism and whatnot, and severe sometimes in some cases. And it's always good because through them, I also learn parts. I've learned how to create. Like I could channel some of these students in some ways, shape, or form, even though I don't specifically unless I had to. But if I could audition, I would land the gig probably pretty fast, and I'm sure I would. I
Yeah,
get a
yeah,
callback almost immediately for it because
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like you've been around it so long,
Well,
kind of
we
thing.
have actually, I've got a nephew that's got autism, and he had a little problem the other day at school. I think he's probably 9 or something like that, and
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
I mean, it's just heartbreaking to
yeah.
and you don't know. I really don't know what to do. I kind of let things go on his terms if he wants to talk or if
Mhm.
he wants to look, you
Right.
know. So I just try to support him and let him know I'm on his side and I'm trying to
Yeah.
be something positive for him in some way.
You're a class act, John. That's fantastic, and that's good. That's exactly what they need, that support system. And yeah, we just keep learning. Strange phenomenon, but it's like a superpower. I call it.
Yeah,
They could make sense out of things that you and I would be sitting there for hours, racking our brains. How in the hell do they do this? I don't know, but
yeah. I mean,
it's
people say that they're different, and you'd say, yeah, well, that's a good thing. I mean,
yeah,
who does great things in the world? People that are different,
yeah.
you know.
For sure. People that are different definitely make the world go round because if you think about it, a lot of the people have Asperger's. Asperger's is a form of autism.
Right.
And the brilliant minds. I mean, from way back in the olden days, the people did classical music up until Nirvana, forget his name, but Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
and a few others. They've done, they've had Asperger's, and I would imagine that Steve Jobs did too. You know what I mean? In some way, in some capacity, is what I hear.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So it's
mean, just with,
fantastic.
I mean, I don't know the guy that directed and wrote Piercing Screams. I mean, he did everything and got
Yeah,
it done, edited, and out like in 5 months. I mean,
really?
that's it. It's a feature length film. I mean, it's unheard of. I mean,
Yeah,
so
it's unheard of.
he's got focus and talents that I don't have. However, he's got it. I don't know.
Totally laser focused. Yeah, it's true, and it's a fact. Most artists, all of us will have some kind of superpower. I'll leave it at that. Um,
Right.
so it's interesting because okay, so you got drafted when you were very young, and you played baseball. So that's like one life, and then you transition to modeling and acting, and then you're also a business person all at the same time. When like it all started when you were young back in Ohio. You played sports. You're good
Yeah.
at baseball, clearly, and all
Yeah.
that started materializing for you, right? Take us
Yeah. I
back
mean,
to those moments when you were a kid. Did your dad go out there and throw the ball with you, day in, day out, or what would that look like? Yeah, brothers and stuff
yeah,
that
I've
played
got
with
one
you.
brother who's a year older, but my dad was always working. I mean, he worked 7 days a week, mostly 10 hours a day. I mean, it was crazy. So he
Wow.
wasn't around during the day a lot. He would play catch and he would coach our little league team one year, but he was always working. So my mom was unbelievably supportive. She did everything she possibly could for me and my brother. Took us to all our practices, baseball, basketball. I was in band, played the drums, and I mean, she killed herself to give us a good life. Always washed our uniform, always made sure we had something to eat. Always, if somebody gave us a gift or something, we had to write them a thank you note and send that out. I mean, she, kicked our butts in many ways, but looking back, I mean, she shaped me in
Who
a
you
way
are
that I'm
today.
glad she did,
Wow.
because I'm happy with what she taught me and the kind of person I am. Because I see a lot of people that you give them a gift and nothing, no thank you, no zero,
Yeah.
so, but I'm pleased, we were very lucky to have great parents and they did everything they possibly could for us. I mean, they had, failures because there's no book on really how to raise kids or how do you deal with this situation? What the hell do you do? They
Yeah.
did the best they could and they gave us all they had. And, I think that was the foundation and the basis for everything that got me to where I am now.
Wow. Beautifully
Yeah.
said and well done, on your parents' part. Yeah, they raised good kids, most definitely. And that's for me, I think that when you look back on it, my mom went to graduate to heaven back in November. So it's going to be 1 year next month. And
Sorry.
I look back at, oh, thank you. I look back at a lot of things, and growing up and the way I was reared and my sister as well. And, they taught us so much. And, yeah, always like the note thing was a thing, or, somebody had a loss in the family, you call them immediately, you tell them I'm here for you. Like,
Right.
you're grateful for everything. And it comes like, it's just a classy thing to do, but many a times it's almost a lost art now. So a lot of people tend to just take things for granted. They're coddled. It's almost like they anticipate they're gonna get this, and whatever. It's another day. Especially our business, Hollywood. A lot of
Right.
people, a lot of good people, and there's a lot of folks that it's not that they're bad, but they're just raised differently. They're raised like feral. A lot of people are, hippie
Right.
parents. I have friends that are hippie parents, and they're older guys with it's like they were just all over the place,
Yeah.
your
Well, I've
your
got,
devices.
yeah, exactly. I just had a Zoom call back with the director not too long ago, last week, and it was for a construction worker. So I had on like a red flannel shirt. I got a hard hat. So I just put it on, not thinking it was necessary or not. But I was on time. Seems simple, but he said, thanks for the hat. I really appreciate it. You wouldn't believe what's out there now. Thanks for being on time. I mean, just the most basic things he was appreciative of. And to me,
Yeah.
that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of shocking. Like, what are you talking about? I am on time. I got to be on time. That's the way
Yes.
businesses are run.
Right. And then more to your point, I mean, it helped also shape, early on, get that mold going so that you could play pro baseball. For you to even play baseball, for you to go out there and play baseball, you have to be committed from day one, you know? And and I'm trying to think like the moment you were drafted, what did that feel like? Such an
Um,
accomplishment.
it was great. It was terrifying. It was kind of aggravating because I thought I could get a little more money to sign as a bonus. But I was a senior in college, so I didn't have any leverage. Like the scout told me, I said, I got some bills. I need a little bit more money. He goes, this is what they're giving you. You don't want it? Go get a job. So I was like, oh, okay, that's how it is. But
Yeah,
you realize right away it's a business and it's run like a business. I mean, you could have all kinds of grand thoughts and everything's beautiful, but you know, you're working for them. You got to perform or you're gone. So I mean, it was exhilarating. It was like, accomplishment of a lifetime because that's all that I wanted to do. In grade school, they said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to play baseball. Kids would laugh and, and all that. But so that's what I did. And even if I didn't have somebody to play with when I was home, I would try to hit pop-ups to myself or throw a ball off a wall or,
sure.
I was just set on that's what I want to do. So I just did everything I could to make that happen.
So it begs the question, how did you go from that to being a model and an actor? Like, did that didn't fizzle out quite because you went through like three teams.
Right.
So it's like then at some point you go, you know what? I think I'm gonna give this modeling thing a go and maybe even acting while I'm at it. Or was that something that was always in the back of your psyche? Like, did you always have in the back of your mind, performative kind of, were you in plays also in high school? How did that
No.
all develop?
I mean, I thought about doing theater in high school, but it would have taken up too much time and to take away from basketball and baseball.
Mhm.
I mean, I looked at it and like, but I didn't do anything about it. And
Right.
then when I was little, me and my brother would always watch Wonderful World at Disney Sunday night. I mean, like
Mhm.
clockwork in the 70s, late 60s. And they had like a little short movie, looked like it was filmed in the valley. It was pretty cool. And for some reason, I thought I could do that. And that was it. And it just kind of went away. And then I played baseball. My last year with Cleveland, I met a guy named Brian Brooks who went to USC. And he said, why don't you come out? We'll work out in the wintertime. Luckily, I had a buddy of mine, a comedian who was out there, Chuck Booms, had a place in West Hollywood.
Wow.
So went out there and lived with him. Um, Worked out with Brian. Nothing came of that. And I got released from Milwaukee in spring training, came back to Los Angeles. But throughout with the time I was there, we played basketball with a friend of his in the same building who happened to work for an ad agency. So he said, hey, we're having a basketball commercial. Why don't you come down? Maybe they could use you. So I came into the office, dribbled around a little bit, say, oh, that's great. You want to be in the commercial? I was like, okay. So they did that. And then non-union commercial. And then they had a print job. So you want to do that? I was like, sure. So during the print job, the art director came up to me and said, hey, you do this full time? I was like, no. He goes, yeah, you should probably think about it. You got a decent look and it might work out. And I was like, okay. So another friend of a friend at a haircutting place on Sunset said, hey, why don't you go talk to a friend of mine who's an agent, runs an agency. So I went and met with them and they took me on and one thing led to another. And you know, there you go. So it was all kind of, I don't know what you would call it,
All the
synchronicity.
stars were aligned for you.
Yeah, but
That's
I
what it
was
was.
open enough to go the directions that I
Yeah.
kind of flowed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
the people in my life kind of directed me that way.
Yeah.
So if I ever get to the Oscars and you got to give a thank you speech, it would be something similar to, I got to thank people that don't even know that they're being thanked because they did something somewhere. I might not even have known them, but they were nice to somebody. And in my head, it was like, that's how you do it. That's what you should do. So I learned from people that probably don't even know I learned from them.
Yeah. Wow. What were some of the early setbacks you had to overcome as a model or an actor?
Not getting any work
Right.
because I didn't.
And
I had no idea what to do. I didn't. There weren't commercial classes that I took or anything like that. I took a cold reading class once, but I had no clue. I mean, I'd go in the agency and say, "Can't Doesn't somebody need like a shoe model or something? Isn't there something I could?" But eventually, I kind of figured things out and just one thing kind of progressed into another, and
Yeah.
um, just kind of figured it out. I would watch during auditions and people I would audition with. And, if I saw somebody that I saw on TV, see what they do and how they do it, try to go that route. I mean, now there's coaching and classes and all
Wow.
of that. So it was just kind of
You
on the
went
fly,
along.
just try to figure it out.
You sort of, I'm hearing you out, and it sounds like, it was a kind of a real uphill battle. I mean, like, meaning you had to learn stuff as you went, not where you had somebody to sort of guide you, take you by the hand, so to speak. Like nowadays, there's a lot of acting coaches out there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
so much out there that you could learn online, read a book.
Right. Yeah, I didn't check out YouTube or anything back then. I don't even know if it was around, but my buddy was a comedian. He had agents and managers, and we go to comedy clubs and stuff like that. So I just tried to absorb everything I could, learn what I saw from castings and auditions and all that, and just try to have a business mindset. I mean, these people are trying to accomplish something. How can I help them accomplish selling their product or whatever it is they're going to do?
Yes.
You know?
That's sweet. And also add to that, I think some of the skill set you had during your baseball years helped you, right? Carried over. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the teamwork, discipline, being on time, working with people, going through set drills, traveling, living with people. I mean, you got to get along with everybody. I mean, I think
wow.
I can get along with anybody. You might not particularly like some of the things they do, but you got to be cool and you got to relate and work towards a common goal.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that discipline plus the schooling discipline. I went to an all boys Catholic high school in Ohio, and my freshman year, I had this huge duffel bag, and I have to bring home every book in my locker because we had like 2 hours of homework every night at least. So they kind
Right.
of weeded you out that way, but you had to have a plan, look ahead, figure out, okay, I got this midterm Thursday, I got a paper due next week, I got to prioritize, I got to get stuff done, which is I think one of the keys to my success or kind of having an easy go sometimes is looking ahead, thinking ahead, not just today. What do I do tomorrow? What do I got to do next week?
Wow.
Try to plan everything out, not just go on the fly like, okay, I'm here right now. In an hour, I'm going to go eat. You got to plan down the line and in the future and take care of your business.
Sounds like your parents taught you well, those pillars that were fundamental and good foundation. They laid the foundation for your success, John.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
No, I mean, I
citizenry.
can't give my parents enough credit.
Yeah. Your role in little big league as Mark Hodges. I mean, was that something that kind of came to you, fell in your lap? I mean, clearly you were a baseball player. Was that kind of easy fit, like a glove? No pun
Yeah,
intended.
well, with the baseball background, I did baseball commercials and TV shows, and they said go audition for this. So the first time was out in the field in Santa Monica. So it was actually the playing skill, and they wanted the best players they could get. And then after that, they brought us into Castle Rock inside the office and had us read. And then they
That
wanted a
was cool.
call. They wanted a call back after that, but I was in Germany with a modeling agency. So luckily they said, okay, we'll take him instead of just blowing me off because I wasn't there for a callback. And, with baseball, it was easy doing that part. And the acting part, Timothy Busfield was the lead in that. And he was absolutely awesome. If you wanted some advice or anything, he would be there to help you out. I mean, I remember one of the things he said. We're just sitting around one day talking. He said it's not big and burly. It's like going into the pond and you see some fish there, and you're just gonna, twinkle your fingers a little bit and let the fish come to your fingers. You're not gonna yell and scream and try to grab the fish and all that. So that's
Like
kind of
that.
sunk in,
I
and
never heard
was
that analogy. I like that one. Yeah,
yeah. I
it's pretty
mean,
cool.
yeah, it was great advice from a guy. He was on 30 something. I don't know if you remember that show, but he
Yeah.
like stole the show,
It's a
you know?
90s show, right? That was a
Yeah,
90s
yeah.
show. Yeah.
He was like to me, he stole the show and he was the best part of it. But I was too nervous and scared. I never said anything to him like, hey, man, I really enjoyed that show because you were in it. I could never bring myself to do that. But he was so supportive of everybody on set and in the production, on and off camera. He was just unbelievable.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm hearing you out, and I can't help but wonder, you're like just be a fly on the wall, try to watch some of that stuff, how it's going down, like behind on set, being with some of the greats and some cool people from the 90s and 80s. What was that like for you? I mean, and to get other people what was something that was said to you, such as you just finished talking about, maybe with somebody else, you could share with us tonight.
Simple things. Like I was a stand-in for Arnold Schwarzenegger for his promo for a Netflix thing leading up to Fubar. But he was
Okay.
whatever he drank, he'd have a bottle of water, but he'd have a straw in it. So, because if you drink like this, you might splash something on your wardrobe. If you got a straw, you're not going to splash anything. So, it's a simple concept. You don't want to mess up your wardrobe, but he was right there on it. And then a long time ago, I was an extra in downtown LA and Charlton Heston was there. And
Wow, Jonathan Heston.
yeah, it was crazy. And he was just sitting in his chair going over his lines and looking at stuff. And I just kind of went up and stood next to his chair just to kind of, observe and just hang out. And I mean, nobody said a word. So it was just cool to be around him and just see, his calm and how he was preparing for the scene. Um, I've had some great independent film directors that just kind of nudge you a little bit here and there. They trusted me where I had the lines and I had what I was doing, but then they
Right,
might give a little nudge, like, give it a little more, or come up a little more,
right.
So
The direction and stuff. That's good,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
It's good to have good directors and good people that can kind of get you to where, get the best out of you, in other words, and you
yeah,
get your highest potential during the
yeah.
the course of a film
Kind of
or a sh
quiet, subdued, and just kind of let you do your thing, and just kind of ease you towards the direction they want.
yeah, right. And and I mean, obviously a good script, they say, will give you everything you need, for a good performance. Um, is there any time that you challenge that at all? Like, meaning some of the stuff where you'll kind of say, I mean, I love the writing, but can we add this? Or have you ever kind of gone a little bit against the grain in that sense?
Um,
You know what I mean? Like just a little creative or
yeah,
just
I mean,
a little brave with it.
I've had ideas, but I mean, ultimately, it's not my thing. Those are somebody else's words that they wrote and
Right.
edited and rewrote. So I try to respect that. I mean, if I really feel strong about something, like with Piercing Screams, I had an idea and I told the
Okay.
director, but we were losing light. We didn't have much time. He wanted his shot. And, he was kind of sorry at the end, but I completely understood. It's his
Right.
vision, it's his thing. I'm just there to bring as much as I can to it. So, but yeah, I try to respect, get the words down, not paraphrase the words, not,
Right. Right. Right.
because those meant or mean a lot to somebody, and
Right.
I want to respect that. And if they
That's their
say
baby. That's their baby at the end of the day, whoever wrote it.
right, and if they say go ahead and go wild, I'll try to go wild. But other than that, I try to respect everybody's vision and what we're here for.
Has there been roles that you wanted to go up for that you didn't get, but that you nearly got and you really, really wanted that you can talk about?
Yeah, there was. Remember Kevin Sorbo? He was Hercules.
Yeah, of course.
This was a while back
That's
in Santa Monica. It was a callback for Thompson's water sealer. I remember, and you had to say certain lines, and I guess I did okay in the callback. So it was just me and Kevin Sorbo in the callback, and they would keep bringing us in the room, and I think they wanted me, but I just couldn't hit what they were doing because that morning I had like a horrible sinus infection. I just felt like absolute garbage. And in fact, one of I don't know if it was the director or one of the ad people just came out. He said, "Come here." He goes, "Just say it like you did the first audition." I said, "I'm trying. I'm trying." But I couldn't get it. Except Kevin Sorbo beat me out for that Thompson water sealer commercial.
hey, how do you deal with rejection as an actor in the past, specifically when you started out?
When it started out, I mean, you feel bad and you second guess yourself and, I should have done this and I should have done that. And, but the longer I'm around, especially now, I mean, with self tapes, for me, it's awesome because I can do exactly what I want. Nobody's telling me what to do. This is my vision. You don't like it, that's up to you. So
Cool.
now I got no qualms. I feel absolutely perfect about it. But back then, you feel bad and you dwell on it, and you can't do that. Because there's so many different factors that go into it. It could be you look like one of the ad agency person's ex-boyfriend or something, so she doesn't like you. Or maybe the tone of my voice is a little bit off, or maybe my head's too long, even though I might do a great audition, which is, I mean, I've had multiple casting directors tell me the guy that does the best audition doesn't necessarily get the part. I was like, why are you telling me that? You, you don't, you don't need to tell me that. Just, so, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. So
Right.
you can't do the best you can. You can't second guess yourself. Leave it there. Is there anything to learn? Get in the car and go, or, go to the gym or leave your house or do whatever, but do the best you can. And then it's not up to you.
Let me ask you something, John. That's interesting that you say that. It's so true. At the end of the day, it's not you're not right for the casting, and that's it when you don't get the part. And you lick your wounds and you continue on. And after a while, it's a sport. You're so used to it, you don't really second guess. You say, well, it is what it is. They needed
Right.
somebody else, whoever got it. All right. More power
Right.
to them, right? Um, Let me ask you as far as networking, did you were you one of those guys, or was it like in during that time when you were like you starting out? Okay, we're talking about starting out
Yeah.
that you're invited to a party, a Hollywood party. Did any of that stuff even cross your mind at all? Like, like if I meet the right person, shake the right hand, perhaps they'll put me in the right film, or was
Yeah.
it just a numbers game, period. Just gonna go the audition.
Um, for me, it was a numbers game, but I did get to one or two like Hollywood parties up in the hills and stuff like that. And I was just kind of, look, I had no idea what to do or how to talk to anybody. Or, I mean, I was in grade school. I mean, I was unbelievably shy. I mean, the old saying was, "Wouldn't say shit if you had a mouthful." That was me. So, um,
Love it.
I didn't, I wasn't good at socially or conversations or, sometimes if I had a drink or two, I could boom, but if in general, I was shy and quiet and withdrawn and, but I've been to, was at an award show at the Silicon Beach Film Festival. I missed the screening, but I was there for the award show. And
Fantastic.
I mean, people are networking. You're not even trying. Hey, I know your director, or I saw you in it, and I
Yeah,
thought you did a good
sure.
job. And hey, congratulations on your award. And oh, here's my card. I'd love to, stuff like that. And then with Piercing Screams, somebody came up and said, "Hey, weren't you just at Silicon Beach Film Festival?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So we're going to the Sholo Film Festival. Oh, I'll try to get there. And it's, people give you a card.
Yeah.
And the one guy, I texted him, never heard back. So I
It's
don't
like a
know, but it seems like networking is the way to go because people work with who they know.
right. Feel
Piercing
comfortable with.
Screams,
Yeah.
Piercing Screams guy has done 13 films, and the majority of people are the same throughout. And same
Right.
with Silicon Beach Film Festival. They got their crew, they got their people. They can trust them. They don't have to search and wonder, is this going to be a weak link? Is
Yeah.
sound going to be our problem? Or,
Right.
so it seems like networking and friendships to me now is the way to go.
Yeah. It's like if they say that Hollywood is non-existent, like it's just clusters or different factions, as it were, of people that have worked with each other, that know each other well, and there's not like this puppet master at the top.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
People
just
think,
on Monday, or Tuesday, I just worked with a couple guys in North Hollywood who worked together as extras, and they said, "Hey, let's put together our own film." So they put together their own film. I auditioned, had a callback, got along with them, and did the best I could to help them make their film, a little bit better.
wow, that's so
So,
cool.
well,
I
but
love
I mean,
these
they had
stories.
the fortitude to do it. People say, "Yeah, I'm going to make my own film. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that," and nothing ever happens. I mean, same way
Right.
I've been on a few podcasts, and I'll recommend other people, and they flake. They never follow through. It's like, how could you not be serious about that? I mean, that's an important part of
Yeah.
what you're
Don't
trying to
worry,
do.
John. You recommend because I do three a day.
Do you really?
3 a day. I do three. Yeah, I do 3 episodes. Tonight I'm jumping on a radio show. I have a radio show on Thursdays. It's a college radio show, but I love it anyway. It's kind of where it's like going to to the gym. It's kind of where I try
Congratulations.
to.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. That's what I'm doing, and so I'm pretty excited about that. Maybe I'll play a little excerpt of the conversation. I'll definitely bring you. I'll talk about you.
Oh,
And a few other people I've had on. I got 3 people today, with yourself, you being the last one.
that's
So what
awesome.
you send my way, as you can see, I'm versatile. I can rock with whoever you send. We can roll together. I'm
Yeah, you're easy
just.
to talk to. I mean, being a
Thank
teacher,
you.
you gotta relate to everybody.
Thank you. Absolutely. Over the years, that's what I try to do, and I'm nice to everyone. I mean it.
Yeah,
What you see is what you get. I'm always high. I'm always high on life. I'm always ready to go, and
nice.
and I try to be as ready as I possibly can. So I
That's
really, when I see somebody else like yourselves, it's such a professional person, with depth, and you've done a lot of stuff. You can't help but not only it's great to talk to people, but learn from them. So when I
yeah.
saw you, I knew your body worked, man, and I congratulations.
Thank you. Well,
Because
same way with your attitude. I mean, that's the way you got to be. And everybody's got hardships and things in their life that
yeah,
could haunt them. But my terminology is, why am I going to put the crap in a burlap sack, put it over my shoulder, and carry it with me every day, and let it bring me down every day? That does me no good. you
yeah,
know, I, it's in the past. It can't hurt me anymore. I got to move forward. I got to make, nobody's responsible for my happiness except me. That was, I don't know
beautiful.
who said that, but it was a great quote.
Yeah,
So every day I try to make, myself as good as I can be positive, be loved, be something for other people. Even if somebody just glances at you, give them a little
yeah,
smile, or just, because you never know what people are going through.
right.
Maybe if you say hi to somebody, or, hey, what's up? That might boost their day. You don't know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's what Robin Williams said. So true,
Yeah,
and true to form with him. Unfortunately,
right.
I'm hearing you out, and you hit me like a kind of guy that when you walk down the street, people automatically say, I recognize you." You get that a lot, right?
Yeah, I get Mark Harmon a lot. I mean, the what? So much that if I'm with the wife, she'll take over and say, "Oh, he gets that all the time," and blah 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 blah. People want pictures. Or we were eating at a restaurant in Paris late one night in Las Vegas, and this waiter just went off. I mean, the whole restaurant was looking at me. He was like jumping up and down. He demanded to see my driver's license. It was like, dude, just relax, all right? It's not a big deal. So,
Yeah,
but I get that a lot, and I just try to be respectful for Mr. Harmon. I don't want somebody going away saying, "Boy, that Mark Harmon guy's an asshole." I don't. So I just, be cool about it, and whatever.
did you ever get? You don't have to answer this per se. You could be vague about it. Do you ever get corralled or roped into coming to an audition, as it were, and then it became like a casting couch sort of uncomfortable situation?
Oh, I never had that. No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm not cute enough. I don't know, but
Just because you were a model, that's why I thought about that. Some actors have gone through it. I went through it, an audition for it was just like literally for background work, and I
yeah,
guess clearly that could have been easily explained as a black background work. Is I'm not saying that. It's just like, if it's a serious role, this is way back when. It would have been
right,
a more of a serious role, then you would have been able to read between the lines. The writing wasn't on the wall, but it should have been for me. I should have known that, but I
yeah,
wasn't a seasoned actor. Um,
right. Well, that was in my mind through like some modeling stuff. In
yeah,
fact, when I was in Milan, I actually went through and saw Dolce and Gabbana, and but there's a lot of different people in the modeling business with different agendas and different whatnot.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
but everybody was respectful, and
Yeah.
at least to me, I don't know. Like I said, maybe I wasn't cute enough, or maybe at the time, I don't know if I was that strong or not. Maybe I was kind of physically threatening. I don't
Well, you were with Sarvo next. Yeah, you had to have been plumped,
know.
jacked up. I know it. I know it.
He was way bigger than me, though.
John, we're getting close to the end of our conversation for now. We have to do part two for sure, because I want to ask you a few thousand more questions.
Yes,
I
sir.
also want to say that hats off to you. You've done kind of across the spectrum of different things. Do you find that which of all, like, what lessons have you learned along this whole linear sort of a thing you've done, like with the baseball, the acting and the modeling, and even being a businessman? What great lessons can that you've brought with you along the way this far?
Just a lot of basics. Be on time. Be prepared. I mean, I saw an interview with Tom Hanks. He said the best direction he ever got from a director: show up on time, know the material, have an idea. So if they, ask you to do something a little bit different, have an idea. But the discipline to follow through. I mean, this is, the last few months I've really concentrated on acting and really put more into it and followed through with stuff, and it's paid off.
Yeah.
So, it's difficult at times because I got to go out and work on a floor. That's why my face is so red today, because I was working on the floor in the sun. But, I
He's in the
just
money, man. He's in the money.
got to pay the bills.
Yep. They
So,
don't
but
stop.
yeah, so I just do what I got to do. I might not like it, I might not want to do it, but I said I would do it. I'm going to be on time. I'm going to do the best I can
Yeah.
and move forward from there. You
And
know?
this is on your own terms. Let's also face it. I mean, you get a contract with someone. This is your own business, so you don't
Yeah,
have anyone hovering over you.
yeah. They're paying me to be a professional to do their floor, so I damn well better do a professional job and be good at it.
Amen to that. Quick question with regards to piercing screams. Can you kind of give us a little information as far as like a synopsis of what the film's about? And because I saw you in a few red carpets, let's talk a little bit about that.
All right, it's a I don't know if it's a correctional program, but it's kind of a voluntary program that people go through instead of going to jail or doing something else. And I'm the director of the program. So we got an old beat up bus. Once they finish the program, we're going to go on a little vacation to the river. And that kind of goes south from the get go. So, and
Ooh.
there's a few twists and turns. There's a lot of different people in it, a couple different lifestyles that end up showing up. And, it's, and at the end, there's a big twist with me that I found very interesting. So people
Cool.
might enjoy that. I know at the red carpet when they brought us up in front of the screen for the premiere. I mean, all the people in the back were kind of yelling and screaming to give me a hard time. So I had to, you know. So it was, you know, it's an interesting watch. It's a horror movie. I mean, it's not that scary and it's not that graphic. So like the wife wasn't sure she could watch it, but I said I think it's all right. So, but it's
Just
a
in
nice
time
little
for
horror
Halloween,
movie for
right?
Halloween.
Just in time for Halloween, and
Yeah.
and you know, and we like those kind of films for sure. The kind of everything, kind of all of that excitement, keeps you at the edge of your seat, so to speak. Where can
Yes.
we see some of this? Where can we watch some of these films?
He's trying to get it streamed on Netflix. I don't know if he's going to any film festivals, but he has a few other films on different formats. I think Tubi. I think he's on YouTube. So it's Jason Mysteria is the name he goes by. In fact,
Jason.
he's playing at the Arizona State Fair tomorrow night. He's got a little band that plays 80s Depeche Mode-ish music. So
Love it, man. Depeche
he's
Mode. Wow.
he's pretty well rounded. So I got to send him a good luck today, saying I'll be in the masses and hopefully we like your music. So it's a
That is
Depeche Mode album was music for the masses. So I'll send him a little encrypted message.
there you go. Yeah, I love it. I love Depeche Mode. We have a
Yeah.
Depeche Mode day here in LA, apparently, City
Oh,
Hall.
okay.
And the Smiths, the Morrissey. I grew up with all the new wave stuff, K
Oh,
Rock.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
in the early '90s when I was in high school. John Minch, it's been nothing but a pleasure speaking to you, bouncing off these questions and ideals and whatever else we talked about. I mean, what an accomplished life, man! And you're just starting. It's like you have so much more gas in the tank, I'm sure, and fuel, and
Thank you. Thank
what
you as well. Thank you very much. And thanks for what you do. And, firing away 3 podcasts a day and then going on a radio show. That's awesome.
Yep, we're ready for the radio show too, and the show must go on even when I don't feel like it. I still do it because
What
Yeah, we have to. Those show, we have to be professional in every aspect, in every sense of the word, and in every
What
way
station?
imaginable.
What station? What college?
Oh, it's LA Valley College. I could send you. I'll text you the link and stuff. Okay, and
Nice.
then I replay some of my shows on there. I'll probably replay a little bit of this show. In
Cool.
fact,
Very
you
nice.
don't mind doing that? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think you should do that. And then at some point, obviously, it'll come out on my channel. I'll shoot you my YouTube channel so you could subscribe. Naturally, I'll subscribe back to yours.
Cool.
And then yeah, and I can hardly wait to meet in person. I think you have such great vibes. You have a lot to offer, a lot to it'd be great to probably work on something. And I, as you can tell, I'm really about it. I just gotta uh come up with an idea or something, or maybe even a reel would be cool, like to do something for my reel because I don't have a reel up anymore. Um, John Minch, ladies and gentlemen, that's my show, Almost Famous Radio Podcast with Jim Francis Meza. I bring you nothing but the best. Everyone's a book. Everyone has story as a book, and it ought to be told as such. So I bring that to the screen, and that's what I do. And I love to tell stories as storytellers as we are, no pun intended, right, Mr. John Minch?
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate your
Thank you
time.
so much. Till next time. Hello and goodbye until we meet again, ladies and
Thank you.
gentlemen. Thank you.